everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Fun, a podcast where we take fun very seriously. It's me, it's your Chuckle King. I'm back, as always, to deliver joyful, well, I don't know if they're joyful. Whatever energy my voice brings to you, I'm delivering it to your beautiful brain. It's joyful. It's joyful. Nathan, it's joyful, right? It's joyful.
Good evening,
Make a
Daniel.
joyful noise, right, Nathan?
Make a joyful noise. Absolutely. Make a joyful noise. It sounded like one. I got all gospel all of a sudden out of nowhere.
I like that you sang it.
I just wanted to start clapping.
It's a musical episode, Nathan.
Well, it's a musical episode, and I tell you what, nothing brings me more joy than what we're talking about today. And nothing, of course,
traveling to places I haven't been.
Yeah, that's really truly the thing that brings me the most joy.
I hate you so much.
And so, it's going to be a fun episode for sure.
It's going to be a fun because you just visited a place that we're going to talk about.
Oh, and boy, am I still hungry for paper. I tell you what, we'll talk about that in a minute, but
I can't wait. I can't wait to hear. I can't wait to find out what that means. But today we have a guest with us that calls Efteling his home park. This weird, freaky deaky European park that we're about to only freaky deaky from Americans' perspective. Otherwise, I wish that we had more animatronics with long necks that like popped up out of bushes and stuff. He's a composer, a producer, a computer. He is a music computer, quite honestly. A pianist.
Breaking. He's an algorithm.
And he plays every Sunday live on YouTube. It's Heis, welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks for having me.
Where are you? Where are you located for all of us who don't know, other than on a green screen?
Right. Yes. I am in the Netherlands. So I live in a town called Hellevoetsluis. It's close to Rotterdam, The Hague. Amsterdam is like 50 minutes away from here. So yeah, it's where I'm from.
So what's it like growing up? I'm curious. Growing up in the Netherlands, you have Efteling, which we're going to talk about. But like, was the idea of the Americanized like theme park like this thing, like Americanized TV that was just like this thing that was out there? Disney World was a thing that was out there, but just far away. Like, what was it like growing up? Were you connected to it? Was it something that happened in adulthood? Like, how did it happen?
Right. So I grew up at Efteling. Efteling is also 50 minutes away from here. I went there all the time. And
nice.
Efteling is actually older than Disneyland. It opened in 1952. So I grew up there. And I remember when Disneyland Paris opened, Efteling was already 40 years old, right? But
that's so funny. That's so incredible.
So I had a VHS of The Little Mermaid, and at the end of that, there was like a commercial about Euro Disney, but everything you saw was actually Orlando. So because Paris wasn't open yet, so that was my introduction to the Disney parks. And it was dubbed in Dutch, so the mouth it didn't match at all. But I was already like, ooh, I want to go there.
Does does Dutch Mickey sound like English Mickey?
Yeah, he does. Okay. I cannot do it. You can't so much better. No. Hiya, pal. No.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So can we talk? Let's talk about, I guess, Efteling's origins, and then we'll talk about as we talk about the park growing. We can talk about your love of theme parks growing because you went a bunch, right? So when you first started going, how old was the park by then? Like what? Like 30, 25, 30 years old or something?
Let me see. The first time I went was I remember in 1992. The park was 40 years old, and my mom was also 40, and she got in for free. Everybody who shared the same birthday as Efteling could go in for free. So that's something I remember when I was a kid.
That's actually pretty cool. I love that.
It's a handy way of remembering both your mother and Efteling's age, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that was really, really fun. And I remember a lot of rides weren't there yet, of course, and there was this ride we'll talk about that later, and everybody got a red clown's nose. So, Nathan, you probably know which ride that is.
It takes one time on it, and you know.
Yes, but I loved going to Efteling. I have so many drawings. I loved to draw when I was a kid. Pages of Efteling, all the fairy tales, and I was obsessed. But like Disney nerds, there are a lot of Efteling nerds in the Netherlands too, and they take Efteling very seriously, and they should, because it's really, really cool.
as we're familiar with a theme park here in America, like we have like Hershey Park is like one of the bigger ones outside of like Disney. But by the by, they're all very commercialized. It's like, come hang out at Hershey Park and hang out with the chocolate that you eat and buy. And it's come down to Disney World and hang out with the mouse that you like to buy t-shirts with. What is Efteling? Like, what is the spirit of that park? If America's theme parks are commercialized like merchandise machines, I just know Efteling is as Lord of the Rings fairy tale, like fairies hiding in bushes, kind of like, what is the energy of this park and why? Why is this park?
This park, it was already open before 1952, actually. In the 1930s, it was just a park where you can like hike and
garden.
Like,
like picnic.
Picnic things, swimming pools, things like that. And then they wanted to make a fairy tale forest. So Anton Pieck, he was an illustrator. He was born in 1895, and he made illustrations of all the Grimm fairy tales, and they were always very like nostalgic, but also a little bit like spooky and dark.
Sure.
Whimsical is like the word for it, I guess. And then they literally built everything he draw like in real, and it's really a forest, so it's very green, a lot of trees.
It's crazy because the first day I went, and we'll get into all of it, but the first day I went, I was just trying to take it as much as I could. It was a day with very few people. It was a weekday. It was nice, and so I was writing things as much as I could, whatever, because I knew I would be able to go to the fairy tale forest and enjoy that anytime. And then you go and you're like, you think, oh, this will take 10 minutes or what? No, like the fairy tale forest is like, if you really want to do it, like a 2-hour joint. Like you can imagine when they first started this, recognizing it as like, this was the park, was the fairy tale forest, and being like, yeah, that's enough. Like it truly is an immersive, incredible little foresty area, just chock full of fairy tales.
Yeah.
So the park grew out of this forest, essentially.
Yeah, so all the fairy tales are also fairy tales that haven't been turned into Disney movies, for example, but they are there. So it's like, why isn't there a Disney movie about, Long Neck? Because it's also over here, it's a very famous character.
Because we had the movie Land Before Time. And so the long necks were represented there. As Littlefoot was a long neck.
Wrong long neck.
So we did Heist. We did have a long neck film. It just wasn't a Disney film.
Yes. That's right. But for example, you have a Sleeping Beauty castle there too, but it's from 1952. So it was even years before, but Disneyland, but also before the Disney movie came out. So it's not, and that's what I like about Efteling. It really has its own style. Like the architecture looks on purpose, like old, sometimes a little bit like ruins even. So it's not perfect and golden, but a little bit as if it's been standing there for centuries. And that makes it feel like real. And as a kid, just running around the fairy tale forest and then listening to the stories, because every fairy tale has a how do you say that? A narrator, and all these, and the recordings are sometimes from like the 50s, 60s, so they sound very awesome. Vintage to me.
Yeah, and and you can hear. I think they put some of them on CD. Or a record. And so like there are these full, you could sit, Dan, the only thing we have problems with is there's a little plaque that has several languages that explain each story on them, and you can read that, right? But I still sat there and watched some of them because there's
the audio's all in Dutch though, I assume.
Right. Yeah. Though now, I think I was the test audience for this because I did it on Dance Macabre's pre-show, which is just in the queue. But just this week, Efteling released the fact that all of their stuff and very soon the Fairy Tale Forest all will be it'll be in the app, and so you just click a button and put English or whatever language you want, and it's listening and it syncs up with the audio that's playing in that section of the park. That's
nice.
That's cool.
So I'd love to go back now and do all that.
The Babblefish.
Yeah.
Babblefish.
But even not speaking Dutch, it was an incredible, we'll talk a little more about language barrier stuff, but it truly not that much. Yeah, it was great.
So we have long neck of the fairy tales that Disney doesn't touch on. What does Efteling have that we don't know about, or even like, you know, like engage with in terms of fairy tales, such as Long Neck. And Disney, I guess, also, other than Tinkerbell, didn't really mess with fairies like in elves all that much. They really didn't. They don't really mess around with them, I don't think. Do they? No, they don't. They don't really.
Tinkerbell.
Yeah, that's it. But she was pirate adjacent, and she wasn't really like Dutch fairy adjacent, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I'm looking at, and this will be, you know, this will be one of my fun and tells for sure. But like, I bought the Efteling book of fairy tales when I was there, which has all of the original illustrations in it, and has the fairy tales in English. So I can look here. Things like, Big Mouth. We'll talk about Big Mouth in a minute. Big Mouth's the big one, which is what they call it in this book. Chinese Nightingale, Guinevere's bridal gown, some English, like some Arthurian legend, Tom Thumb, Indian water lilies. Believe it or not, Dan, the Little Match Girl has her own little area, which is not only
beautiful.
It's beautiful, and also the biggest bummer story of all time. But yeah, it's
really sad.
I know that story of the Little Match Girl. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, the stone hen. Oh, and then the donkey. We'll talk about the donkey later. I don't want to ruin it. But yeah, those are all things that Disney's never touched, for sure.
Or the seven goats.
Seven goats.
Story? Yeah, with the wolf. Yeah. And one of them hides in the clock, and he's the only baby goat who survives it.
Yeah.
Snow Green and the Seven Goats. Yeah, we've heard about that one. Okay. We've heard about Snow Green and her seven goats.
This is this is certainly the unsanitized versions of these stories for sure. Like they're the tried and true. But I feel like we might be kind of like, I don't know, you know, this was like the origin of it, but it is so much more now than just this too, which is crazy. Shall we dive in? Shall we take a tour?
Yeah, let's talk about it. I see that we have like a little bit of a breakdown here of some of the stuff that happens in the park, and I'm excited because Gijs can also tell us how things have changed and how they've evolved throughout the years, because he's been going.
Yes,
you know.
And I wanted to bring Gijs on because, Dan, this is. If you had to put a gun in my head and ask me if Disney or Efteling had better music, I don't know, man. I don't know, because I don't know of a more cohesive musical park I've ever been to. Cohesive, like it is. And generally, it was done by like 2 or 3 composers total. So there is just this amount of like. It just musically all fits together like this. So I had to bring Gijs on because I was like, I know he knows some tunes that he can share with us.
Gijs, is that because like looking at like musically, is it because composers have a lot of their own same like sort of lyrical like melodies that they like to reuse and like kind of explore? And so having just 3 composers kind of like reiterating and reheating their nachos, if we will, like as the kids are saying these days. It's like all Sondheim music sounds the same if you really listen to it. It's that kind of thing that like a composer has their own sort of like internal melody, like, you know, like.
True. Well, I think, for example, Disney parks, Epcot is my favorite park because of all the original music that was written especially for the park. You know, it's not from the movies. And the same is with Efteling. All the music is composed especially for the parks. And they have so many songs, for example, Pirates has one theme, Yo Ho, Yo Ho, Pirate's Life for Me, and some variations. But at Efteling, each room has a completely different score. So it's not just one theme, but like 4 or 5.
Wow.
So that, they have a huge library of music, background music. From the 50s to now, it is.
Because I guess they weren't approaching it like a movie studio would, like Walt did, being like, we need a soundtrack, we need like the 4 tracks, you know, like they were approaching it as like full orchestrated musicians, like we're just composing.
It's like movements. Like we'll talk about Fata Morgana later, but like it does feel like it's not like singular. It's just like I'm trying to how to explain it. There was recently an orchestra did a full like live concert for Efteling, and they put it out on record, and it's on Spotify and Apple Music and all that. And we'll talk far more about it, but they went through a few of the songs inside of one of the rides, which is the Forbidden City or Fata Morgana, and I was like, these are just as someone who literally does a classical music radio show, like these are just movements, right? Like there's nothing different here. This doesn't sound like film score. This sounds like classical
orchestrations,
score.
classical compositions.
It's a
that's cool.
Different way of thinking about it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I would go ride a ride with Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. You know, like I would get into it. You know what I mean? So, you know.
Oh, you'll get to here a little bit, kind of. We'll talk about it. It's very exciting. Let's get our tour started.
All right. So the entrance of this park has the House of Five Senses.
Right.
Heist, what is the House of Five Senses?
I remember when it wasn't there yet. The entrance used to be at a completely different spot, right next to...
Well, they moved the entrance to the park at some point.
Yeah, so
I love
this
that.
is the entrance, and you have stained glass inside, and it has like all the icons of the park. When you go in the morning, you see the mascot of the park, Pardus, waving to all the people. Welcome. How would you describe this?
Is it the weenie of the park? Is it like the middle of the park? Is it the thing that is like the thing that sets off the park, separate from like the castle? Like, because I said it's not Disney Snow White Castle, Sleeping Beauty Castle. It's its own thing, you know, which, by the way, was also Disneyland. Like, because they made that castle at Disneyland for Sleeping Beauty and hadn't even finished the movie. So, Heist, in a similar way, Disneyland's castle is also just fairy tale inspired because it looks nothing like the film.
Right, true.
But yeah, so is this more like Epic's like giant Kronos thing? Like it's like the
I think it's more like that.
It's like a big like. Look what you're about to see.
This is the entrance. Yeah. This is the entrance. You can see here in this interior shot I took that there's this big stained glass window of some of the characters and
those are characters from the park that we're going to kind of see a little bit. Very, very cool. I really like this. Does the park have a weenie like a castle or something, or is it more land based?
They have Symbolica, which is like a palace, the palace of where the king lives, and where the mascot of Efteling is also there. So the mascot is way older than this ride, Symbolica, but later they added this character to that ride. Of course,
I think I know who you're talking about there.
Yeah. So, and in the forest,
it's beautiful.
Yeah, this is really, really cool.
I should say, so when I went, this was just a couple weeks ago in January, and it was pouring down snow. And I tell you, there's something very magical about going to a theme park in the snow.
How does the park seize up like Disneyland Paris? Do they like shut it down when it snows, or is it they don't care?
So they've only been open year round for about 20 years, I think, maybe 15.
It was a seasonal park before.
Yeah,
it was, but I should look up when it was like.
That's why they started doing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's when they started Winter Efteling, which is their Winterfest, and we'll talk about that. Why I bring this up is like I will say there's one whole area of roller coasters that only the newest, which was Iron, was operating, right, because it could deal with the snow. So I would say like if you're a thrill seeker, that's not what I was there for, so I was fine. But it would have been a bummer. But like they try to, their Winterfest adds a couple little things, and they try to. It's a different vibe, right? So it kind of works for what it's trying to do, and it has.
And we Americans don't tolerate a theme park that snows. Like we don't appreciate it. We don't.
They should.
Like, nope. We're like
so fun.
You close your theme park when it snows.
Boots.
But every season is beautiful because in 2 months it will all be flowers, tulips. You know, the Netherlands is famous for its flowers and tulip parks, and everything is very colorful. And then in summer, because there are like all the trees are full with leaves, so then the fairy tale forest is very like dense and covered, and, you know. And then in autumn or fall, you have all the fall colors, orange, yellow, and so every season is really wonderful. Yeah. But in winter, the wait lines are way shorter. Of course.
Oh my gosh!
Yes.
You
were lucky.
The first day was a Friday in the afternoon to the evening, and then a full day Saturday, and then I did so much those 2 days. I decided to just because I was at the resort. I stayed at Lunchland, and you could go to the park if you wanted to in the day that you were leaving, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go back to Amsterdam because I had to take a flight anyway, and I got a little Amsterdam in and checked that out. But I only was able to do that because the first day I was there, it was like dead. I mean, and it makes sense. It's January. It's a weekday. It's more of a regional park than and then there was like some business like days at Efteling that were happening on the Saturday. So I got a little more busy, but like terrible wait times, Dan, a whole 30 minutes to get on something. Can you believe it? Terrible wait times.
Yeah.
So it was really great. Before we get into the park, I want to talk about something, Dan, that you're going to like. We're going to do a couple little bits here. I want to show you the characters, or not the characters, the employees of Efteling and their fit, okay? Because I know you love an outfit, Dan.
I love it. Yeah.
I was so impressed by the fit in Efteling. I just love the look of all these
nice
costumes. They're all very slick. They're all.
I would describe it as very European.
Very European. You would never. I wanted one of those scarves. The jackets were great. Everyone just looks really good. There's some themed outfits, but like kind of the general.
The middle's giving
entrance.
Cheesecake Factory. I want to say, like I'm
Oh,
just
the middle
getting
are
all Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, that's the people helping at the breakfast at Lushland. So that's where I
Cheesecake
had
Factory.
breakfast.
That's
So
good.
There you go. But
so what's it like going there with the language barrier? Can I ask? Like,
Sure.
What's it like talking to these people? Is it do we got like? Is it hard as an English speaking?
No, it's not hard. They know at least 2 to 3 languages. It feels like everyone. I mean, a lot of people on their badges say French, Dutch, English.
Gijs, how many languages do you
Yes.
know living up there?
Well, Dutch is my first language, of course. English, German, a little bit of French. I used to work at Disneyland Paris for 3 years, so I had to learn French, of course. But
they make you learn a little.
Yeah,
So
but at high school we have to learn at least 4. So,
Wow.
But I have to say, the Netherlands. Did you know that the Netherlands is the first language of, how do you say that? Where people speak most English outside of the Anglosphere. So
Yeah.
everybody in the Netherlands speaks English.
Yeah.
Oh,
certain
interesting.
level, so-
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Cool,
for
cool.
some
So
reason we never invaded them, but they learned our language. It's very strange.
they invaded us.
And I think the reason is in a lot of countries like France or Germany or Italy, whenever they watch a movie, an American movie, they dub it in Italian or German. In the Netherlands, it's always just in English with subtitles, always. So, and also television series, so we get exposed to the English language more. I guess.
That's
So
interesting.
I guess for me that really helped by just listening, hearing, and yeah. I do have I do have a stroopwafel accent. I call people who are from the Netherlands stroopwafels like people in New Zealand are Kiwis, you know.
Yeah.
Speaking of stroopwafels, that is mine. My cat is called Stroopwafel. She's here
Cat
on my lap.
cameo.
She's
Cat
more than
cameo.
welcome. We love it. This is going to be a very cat-centric episode. We'll talk about that in a little bit because it's very important to my favorite ride. But for what I would say, though, language barrier-wise, I do have a funny story, which is that I took my case up and I went to the entrance. And the thing is, Google Maps doesn't necessarily know where you're at. Like in theory, there's plenty of signal. Don't get me wrong. It's not like you're in the middle of nowhere or anything like that. But do you know when it'll be like, oh, all you got to do is take this path, and then it's a restricted path. You know, like, and you're like, well, I'm not allowed to take that path. Google, like, that's not possible. That's exactly what happened to me. So I needed to go to Lushland, and I went up to the front, and it sort of says, oh, you go through the park and then you take a right, which makes sense because Efteling does have their newest hotel, the Grand Hotel, is smack dab at the front of the park. And it's really pretty. And so I went up and there was an older gentleman and he did speak some languages. English was not one of them. And he took it and I asked about the resort and he said, oh yeah, it's that way. Oh. And he kind of did that, right? He understood resort. And I think he thought I was going to the Grand Hotel, right? So I go literally all the way to the back of the park and I take a right and then it's like, staff only sign. And I'm like, well, okay. So I had to go all the way back out and then finally somebody with English was like, oh no, there's a path this way and then it takes a right. And I had to go all the way back around. So I walked the park all the way through basically with my luggage just for fun in the middle of the snow. But I was so happy to be there. It didn't even bother me. To be honest, I was giddy and happy. I would say from that point forward, it was the first time. Look, Dan, I don't know if you know this. I've been to Tokyo. And when I was in Tokyo, no one ever was like, oh, English? Like white boy needs English, right? Like no one's
Right.
questioning what I need because they understand I don't know Japanese.
You're saying you blend in Efteling.
When you blend it, that's the one thing I wasn't really prepared for was that sort of like they might start in Dutch and then you go, oh, English, and then they just switch over and it's not a problem whatsoever. But I did see one or two tourists with a little like American flag pen or I speak English or something, just so they didn't have to have that little like interaction. It was just kind of like the Efteling employees having.
It must be devastating for Americans to
on
lose all that privilege when they come to the Norway.
All of a sudden, you're the second language. No, but
what do you mean you don't know what language I speak? I'm an American.
Easy. It was easy. It was easy to deal with. We were talking about the Mascot a minute ago. Let's go back.
Let's take a look at this guy because I'm familiar. I'm slightly familiar with him, and it is amazing.
So this is in the gift shop. Gijs, give me the official. I've been saying Pardos, but is it Pardus?
Yes, Pardus.
Pardus. Okay,
yes.
so
and Gijs, has Pardus always looked like this when you first met Pardus? Like,
no.
How has Pardus changed?
Oh, Dan, I'll tell you because we have a full costume evolution here for you.
You're about to give me a costume evolution in this episode with Gijs?
Yes.
Get hyped, Gijs. What? This is the first live costume evolution I've ever done, Gijs. So maybe we need some dramatic intro music. Hold on. Can we get some, Gijs? Can you have that piano there? My goodness.
Sophie is playing.
Tell Stroopwafel that you have a job to do. All right. Okay. Tell Stroopwafel that there's some.
Yes.
There's some. Does Pardos have like a theme? Can we get some like intro music to take us through?
Give me a little Symbolica. Give me a little Symbolica for.
Etc.
Oh, there you go. Just a little. So that's. I would say that is Pardus's official theme song now. Probably.
Right. I would say so. Yeah.
Because of the ride that he got put into, essentially, is that like what happened? Like he kind of like co-opted like a ride's theme as part of it. Like how did it all work? That he like took over a ride, sort of. Is that what happened?
They gave him one. It was the anniversary of the park.
They built him
exactly
a ride.
like Runaway Railway.
They didn't put him into an existing ride.
No, it's exactly like Runaway Railway in the sense of like an anniversary is coming up. We should celebrate this character.
And our mascot doesn't have a ride. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Disney's like, what do you mean we don't have a ride for Mickey Mouse? So
which is
that's
crazy.
cool. That's cool. That's cool.
So let's see here. This is the initial. I want to start with you with the initial design in 1988, just to give you an idea.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
What
he's very Noid coded.
Very Noid.
I just want to say
that's a very American reference. Yes, but yes.
Yeah, I don't know if you know about the Noid heist, but it's another jester-esque mascot.
Just avoid him.
Yeah, avoid the Noid.
Yeah.
Wow, he
came out.
Could you meet this guy, Heist? Was this like a character you could meet? Like all white-faced and like ethereal?
Kind of, because in 1988 is his first design.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Fair
no way, bro. What? That looks like a rejected Ronald McDonald design. That looks like this guy was supposed to be selling me French fries with Grimace, and they fired him.
Oh my gosh.
Heist, tell me about this. Have you met? This was your original guy, right?
Yeah, but I didn't meet this one. No, I know it from photos, and I had like souvenir brochures, but no, I've never met this one. No.
Yeah, this is and he was around for a while, but I think that the design, a lot of people of Heist's age would have been the 2000s one, which also showcases his new girlfriend, the princess. Princess, give me the official
Pardijntje.
Pardijntje, yeah. So this is his princess girlfriend. She's not a jester. She kind of looks like one. They kind of make her up.
It's more Sideshow Bob coded now. Like the hair, the hat, like
big up.
Is it his hat or is it hair? It's very confusing what's going on with the top of his head.
It's a jester's hat for sure.
I know, but it's styled a little bit like, like Marge's sisters. You know what I mean? From The Simpsons.
I can see
like
it.
it's just
it
looks like his hair in a weird way.
Then in 2005, you get what is now the designs that they use in the park.
Yeah.
Which is a really nice
interesting. Hi, so how do you feel about this new heightened version of the characters versus
I like
the
it.
ones?
Yeah, and now he looks. Oh, there's me. Now he looks like in the ride Symbolica. So, but then in real.
Yeah. Oh, so this is more in tune to like how he looks in the attraction.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Because that original figure that we just saw in the first image, this looks like a costume of that figure. Yeah, and now it doesn't look like hair; it looks like he's wearing a hat. It's weird. It's weird. Like old costumes making like the hat out of the same fabric as the face, out of the same fabric as the body. It really messes with your eyes to be like, is that his wacky hairdo? Is that a hat? Why does he have bells? But now, I mean, I guess not because. You guys knew
really
what the Mascot looked like on paper.
But
for us, for an American,
here's how
it's
clean
very
it is,
clean.
Dan. 2012, they get themselves a live action TV series, and it kind of works. It's pretty. The show's fun to look at. Yeah.
Did you watch this show?
Oh, I have seen it, but I didn't watch every episode, but I know of it, yeah.
Yeah, it's for kids, but the costumes are good. The costumes are good.
It's for kids.
There's been a lot of Efteling television shows, actually. Mm-hmm. Also, the fairy tale, all the characters of the fairy tale forest, like, in one story, and with
I think Jokey has his own show, or did at one point.
Yeah.
And
on Dutch television, essentially?
Yeah.
Wow.
There is this,
what I love about this is just how stylized the character's face is, and how like sort of like it's not it's heightened, the face, and then they just throw like a 21-year-old guy in the costume, and they're like perfect. No nose makeup, no fake weird chin, because he's like Joker. His face is like Joker-esque, he's got like a weird contorted white painted face, and now it's like. But now this looks like Descendants. This is the Descendants version of Pardos. It's like the sexy Disney teen version.
But I don't think a lot of people know this actually. For example, I have a niece and nephews, but I don't think they know this show. So they just know him as an Efteling.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, most still know him as that. It was like it was like 13 episodes tops, I think.
Heist in Disney, characters are not allowed to like make any noises inside the costume other than like a puckering like kissy sound.
Yeah.
They do that. Like Mickey and Goofy will like blow kisses at you, which is weird because half of them don't have lips. I've seen the costumes. So I don't know how they're making those noises. What does this guy, does he give you any noises or grunts or giggles?
He has like bells on his head, so
Oh, so he can jingle.
Right, yeah. But he does his
that's
feet
actually amazing.
I think his feet too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, his feet too. Yeah.
If Mickey had little bells he could communicate with, we'd be in business, baby. We got to think about that. We got to give bells to all these characters. That's really cool. I like it a lot.
So I thought we would go ahead and start where we kind of were talking about, which is the
fairy tale forest.
The fairy tale forest.
Now, is there anything, Heis, have you been, when was the last time you've been stateside to the parks, like Disney World and stuff? Has it been a minute?
Last year, exactly a year ago, I was at Walt Disney World. In November, I went to Hong Kong Disneyland.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So if you could maybe, Heis, as we start to talk about these attractions, if there's any attractions in America that make you, and I know that like Fairy Tale Forest we're about to say like is nothing like that, but I don't know. There are sections of like, like the Wilderness Peak of California Adventures, very forest coded. Like I'm curious just to know like what areas of our parks give you the vibes of these areas, just for listeners at home, especially people who aren't watching and are just listening who'd have no idea the vibes of these areas, because I'm just curious, like what sets your heart afire? Like is the Fairy Tale Forest comparable to anything at Disney parks?
Good question. Maybe some experiences that you have at the Fairy Tale Forest. For example, the Indian water lilies. It's a fairy tale written by the Queen of Belgium years ago. So it's more like a show, more like tiki room, I would say. So it's not a ride but it's more like you sit or you stand and you just watch what happens.
Observe.
You know?
You observe.
So, yes. So you have a lot of things like that in a fairy tale forest. So it's not like the rides are outside of the fairy tale forest, but this is more experiencing. You have like mushrooms you can climb in and you see little like characters and
a little bit like the waterway at Disneyland where you're kind of like taking the boat around to see all the little castles
Storybook.
And they tell you the stories. Yeah. And they but this is more interactive like Tom Sawyer's Island where you could climb around it while getting the stories. Okay,
now
gotcha.
you've brought up the water lilies, so we must discuss the water lilies area, which is you go into it's kind of like a cave basically, and it is you just stand. It's like a standing kind of spot, and then the show just kind of begins, and then there's no set times for any of this. It's just sort of on a recurring basis. Yeah. But the water lilies were created in the 60s, and you can tell that even if you didn't know that for a fact, because the tune for the water lilies is like they kidnapped Herb Alpert and they just said, you're going to play trumpet and you're going to make a theme. Yeah. Could you give us the little water lilies? Because this is such a fascinating jazzy song.
Yeah. It's very 60s.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's very 60s.
And I'll give Gijs this. He's playing it sort of at an even more peppy pace. It is a little bit like,
Yeah.
It's just like, it is so chill and hanging. And, it's just some water lilies dancing.
It's so funny. I feel like I'm playing a level of Mario Brothers when I'm listening to that. I feel like I'm jumping over mushrooms and going down green pipes when I'm listening to that music.
That was my favorite growing up. I loved it.
It's so good. It's so good. And I loved the fairy tale forest. As you can see, I have a couple photos in here. It's funny when you're there in snow and you're like, and the photos always kind of look a little grim because it's snow time, but it was really pretty and amazing. You can see all these, he was talking about those mushrooms you can go into, and there were kids all over the place just having a great time. But go ahead, please.
Yeah. Also, speaking of mushrooms, there are like how many? Like 20 mushrooms, like little ones that play music.
Mm-hmm.
Mozart, and they've been there for decades. So every kid has a photo sitting on one of those mushrooms,
the Mozart mushrooms.
Yes, so they're spread over like everywhere in the fairy tale forest, playing this music.
And I tried to take a picture on one, and I just was the lens was not going to show the mushroom. My butt was too big. There was no mushroom. Just didn't work at that angle. And here's what's fascinating too, Dan, is they do winterfy the park in many ways. Those mushrooms in winter, they put the cap of the mushroom now has like fake plastic snow on top of it, and it's definitely
cute.
They definitely pull off the tops of these mushrooms and put winter tops on for wintertime, and it's so cute.
I love that actually.
It's wonderful. Speaking of things that are cute, and that is I brought him in. This is not the first one, but it is one that is told about in story in this area, which is, of course, our paper gobblers, our Gijs. This is Gijs.
Yes,
you were named, of course.
I was named after him.
Yeah, but who's the man standing next to the paper? Who's the man standing next to Gijs?
Which one's
there.
Gijs?
I get which one.
Rude, so rude.
So I believe this is the first one from 1959. So there are many Gijses everywhere in the park, and he's always hungry. He says, "Papier here."
Here's one of them.
Hello. It means paper here. So he's like, how would you say that? Like a vacuum cleaner. So his mouth is open and go, ooh. So when you put something in his mouth, he just swallows it, and then he says, "Dankjewel. Dankjewel. Thank you."
We got a video.
Yeah, it went right in.
So this is interesting, Gijs. Okay, I'm
sorry, hold on
curious.
1 second. Go ahead.
I'm curious. Efteling, I'm sure, is the big park. Are there other parks and amusements around the Netherlands and Europe where you have seen these? Is this a thing?
No, this is just Efteling.
Okay, so this is fascinating to me because there's a local park in the mountains of Pennsylvania that grew up around the same time as Disneyland, at the same time as Efteling, called Knoebels. It's free admission, free parking. It has America's oldest haunted house and roller coaster. It's like a very vintage park and a lot very Efteling coded. And they have these around the park, but they're circus animals. It's a lion, it's an elephant, it's a hippo that you feed. It's a vacuum. It's like, and so I'm curious if this, like, because Knoebels was very much inspired by other parks. He was a very wealthy lumberjack, lumber like mogul, and he would travel around and then copy what he found in other parks. And so I'm curious, maybe he went to Europe and maybe he went to Efteling and saw these and was like, we need, because I have never seen anything like this outside of Efteling and Knoebels, where it's, and again, they're circus animals. It's a lion, it's a tiger,
they had a hippo. Dan, they had a hippo for a time at Efteling doing this. Hippo heist,
really?
Which doesn't exist anymore, but there was a hippo. So I'm going to say straight up he stole it.
Oh, and they're not all the same guy. They're different guys.
They're all of the same family,
and they all have the same name as Gijs.
Yes. And his full name is Holle Bolle Gijs, and you can translate that to like hollow fat Gijs. So when I was a kid, I was like bullied, like, hey, Holle Bolle Gijs. Even my dentist called me like, Holle Bolle Gijs, come here.
Not the dentist, Gijs. Not the dentist. Yeah. Is Gijs a popular name like John here in America or like David? Is it?
When I grew up, I felt like I was the only Gijs in the whole world, except for like older grandfathers.
You and that guy.
Yeah, but now I just this week I saw the baby name top 100 of 2025, and my name Gijs is at place 28.
28.
Really? Okay, so it's coming back.
High. Yeah,
is it a Dutch equivalent of an existing name? Does it have a meaning?
Yes. So my full name is Gijsbert. So and then I guess Gilbert is the English equivalent, or Gilbert in French, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, Gilbert. Oh.
Yeah. So Gijsbert is my full name, Gijsbert Flores. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, Gilbert. Okay, I get it. Yeah. I get it.
So there are these
Gijsbert.
These wonderful paper gobblers all over the place.
They're so intense.
There's two.
It's very Canterbury Tales coded to me. Like this feels very Canterbury Tales. This feels very like grotesque and like over the top and like, you know, I love it. That's so cool.
But it really helps to keep the park clean because all the kids, they want to throw their trash in the mouth, you know? So it's really fun. Like you gather trash so you can throw it in and get a dunkje.
I will say that I the second day I went, in the hotel room before I left, I just took a little bit of toilet paper with me and stuffed it in my pocket because I was like, I gotta feed all my Gijses. I can't just, I'm only here twice. I gotta go feed the Gijses. So, I had a little paper and I would always blow my nose because it was cold and I was always a little snotty. So it worked out just fine. I wasn't wasting anything. But, wow. Now there's all of these. And then there is also a new one in in what is known. It's the Dance Macabre area, and it's a I don't know. It's not a grave because Grandpa Gijs down there in the left corner, he's a grave with like that's the emblem on the tombstone. And then this, I think it's just like a portrait as part of the cathedral or the architecture. But that's Brother Gijs, and he's got glasses, and he's kind of like doing the Epcot Spaceship Earth thing where he's like, you know, writing as a monk does on a piece of paper, and you foomp right in his mouth, just like all the other ones. That's great.
This is fascinating to me, and I'm like, I really want to now at this point do like a deep dive, like a YouTube video. Like, there's got to be some interesting history about this type of
it is a fairy tale character.
Garbage can.
Yeah. It is a fairy tale character. It has its story. I don't really.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah,
yes. It's in the book right here. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah. And I won't go into a ton of detail because it's not very long, but.
Is it about a heist? Is it about a family of people who just overeat? Is it a gluttony tale? Is it a tale of gluttony? Is that what it is?
I'm not sure, really. I don't really know this.
Oh, well, Heist, you know the theme songs of these people. You don't know their actual stories?
So
He's just always hungry.
In English, they call it Big Mouth here. But what it basically says, if I remember reading this one when I was there, basically there's two problems in the kingdom. One is that there's trash everywhere, and the other is that I think it's like this one kid like is not eating, or he's eating. He's there's an issue with him, and then they give him something to help his issue, and then he just is always hungry. So it's not really a story. What's funny is they call him like, Fat Big Heist or Fat Empty Heist or whatever. But the thing is like in the story, he's like, they kind of do a magic on him, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm hungry. Like, give me that too." And like he's just eating, and everyone's like, "This is great. He's eating all the trash. It's out of the way. We're happy. The kingdom is saved, right?" So he's not like this glutton. There's no gluttony involved with the Heist character. It's very much based on this idea of like, no, he's here, and he like whatever. He's our goat.
He's pounding his gullet to save your life.
Yeah.
Okay, he's a hero.
He's a hero. And if we had
he's like
real life,
like the X-Men, like the Blob from the X-Men. I get it.
Yeah.
So you want to feed him, is what I'm saying. You got to keep him strong.
Got to keep him feeding.
All right. So what the hell is going on here, Heist? What is, because the last time I saw a man appear out of the top of a rock in the forest, it was E.T.'s dad. It was E.T.'s dad. Botanicus was appearing out of the ground.
Do you think Botanicus is E.T.'s dad?
Isn't he?
No.
Whenever I go in E.T., I make my kids crazy whenever I ride that ride with my kids, because I get on the ride. As soon as I get in the forest, especially if Botanicus is out, I'm like, E.T., your dad's here. E.T., your dad's here, and he wants you to come home. And I just yell that through most of the ride. It makes people love it. People love that. Heist, who is Longneck? What is Longneck? Do you know this tale?
Yeah, in Dutch it's called the Zeven Dienaren, like the 7 servants, I would say.
6 servants is what I have here.
Oh, 6, of course, 6.
Mm-hmm.
Not everything
6,
is 7. Yeah. So
Heist, you know about 6, 7?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
you know
yeah,
about 6, 7, Heist?
Yeah. We were trying to get by it, Dan. We were trying to get by
it. Wait, can you say 6, 7 in Dutch for me?
6, 7.
But you got to do the hands. You got to do the hands.
Oh, yeah, 6, 7. Whatever. Oh, yeah, like that.
No, it's not.
Dan, we're not in high school. We don't care about it.
It's not the hand jive.
What am I doing?
It's just you doing the.
We've officially
Nathan,
killed
that's
it.
That's the clip for the episode. I want to say that is
6, 7.
Clip is Heist doing the hand job voice. Hand jive voice 6, 7.
Oh my god.
So all right. The 6 servants.
Yes. So the narrator of this fairy tale is Arnold Gelderman, and he's also the voice of Lumière in the Dutch version of Beauty and the Beast.
Whoa, cool.
And he has a very recognizable voice.
Sure.
When you went, my computer is very far away, so I cannot really see the photo that clear. But
sure.
Did he wear like a scarf or?
He is wearing a scarf,
big red scarf.
Yes, this is his winter ensemble.
Good. Oh, good.
Wait, they put outfits on this guy too?
Oh yeah, several of them. Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Okay, now we're in business here. All right, Disney's not doing that. All right, they're not putting a hat on the partner statue. They're not putting a scarf on Mickey Mouse, the bronze Mickey Mouse out front of the castle, which they should.
They definitely do that kind of stuff. He's one of several. So he's one of the 6 servants. So like there's Jumping Legs, Hillbelly, Bullet Eye, Goosebumps, and
so these are adjacent
Big
to the
Ears.
7 dwarves in that the original 7 dwarves didn't all have personalities, but these did have personality. Like these, like there's 6 servants all with a different gimmick, like the Avengers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And his neck, he looks around and his neck goes up and down, like when you're there. So I had my first stroopwafel in the Netherlands, smack dab right there.
Good.
At the stroopwafel station. I was like,
If Efteling really wanted my respect, you would be able to periscope with the eyes of this long neck so that you could stand at the bottom around and pay like a nickel and look inside a pair of goggles like you do like in a submarine and be like, periscope, long neck up. Ah, yes, I see the fairy tale forest. I see the fairy realm.
You're not too far off, because I wasn't going to bring it up, but there is a ride that's just one of those like turntables that goes up all the way into the air and lets you look at
the Hershey
entire
Kiss ride.
park. Yeah. They have one of those, and it's gorgeous when you go.
Is that called Long Neck? That'd be funny if it was.
No,
if it was
it's
Long
not.
Neck the
It
ride.
should be themed to Long Neck. I will say I did see
Heist,
several years
people
ago.
over there. Will you call someone, Heist, and say we need to get this ride rethemed to Long Neck the ride?
It's only 50 minutes away. You know all the people. They had a Christmas sweater several years ago, which was his body, and then the long neck, and then your head. Yeah, and I was like, man, I really wanted that. They didn't have it when I was there. Dan, if you think this is good, you got to meet Donkey.
Oh yeah.
I've seen Shrek. I'm familiar.
This Donkey does a little something different.
Voiced by Eddie Murphy. Yeah, I'm familiar. What does he do?
So if you go up to this donkey, Dan, what do you think this donkey does?
Kicks something. It kicks.
Okay.
It, maybe poops jelly beans.
Oh, maybe. Let's see here. I have a video. I hope it's been a little weird on trying to get the angle right here, so maybe it'll show. It is doing a terrible job of showing what I want to show. It's literally doing the worst job possible.
There's a coin slot of some type.
Yes. So you pay the contact, and then you get a coin. And I wish I could show you what it was, but it's not. It's being bad.
Does it poop a coin?
It does poop a coin, Dan. You get a coin pooped from a... Here, let's see if I can fix the video.
There. Slide. Give it a little slide down, skis.
Oh, you can still see it.
There we go. You're seeing behind the scenes right now, Heist. You're seeing how we do it all.
Yeah.
It's
just a Google slide.
Oh
my gosh, the scandal. We tried using Riverside's technology to put video clips in. It sucked. So now we have to do this.
Let's see if this works.
So thanks, Riverside. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yep. 50 cents.
Yeah. It launches them like turd bullets.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And this opened 70 years ago in 1956. And
it's been pooping coins for 70 years?
Yes. And before we had euros, we had guilders. So you had to put like a few, I don't know how many cents. But now you can just put your card.
Contact. And then it's wild. Oh my gosh. That's incredible. Yeah. I thought it would be like a pressed penny where like the donkey slammed on put down on a penny and pressed it or something.
Idea.
But it's all right. I'll talk to the Dutch. We'll circle back.
You're going to get figured out? I appreciate
we'll get it figured out. I'm going to get the long neck ride sorted. I'm going to get the donkey thing sorted. We're going to get things sorted. All right.
I think I had some other video at some point that I'm going to... Oh, here, I'll fix this one real quick while I'm thinking about it. Go ahead, Dan. Do you have other questions about wild creatures in the...
And this is all in the fairy tale forest. I just want to confirm. I just want to say this is all in one land so far.
Yes.
Yeah. And the 7 servants are sprinkled around Efteling, or they're all in the fairy tale forest in different spots?
No, that's just Long Neck. Long Neck is the only character of that fairy tale.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I thought like Big Belly and Long Legs and whatever the other ones were.
It's a little strange. Okay, the one thing I never figured out, Heist, and maybe you can help me, is there are several stoves that are around the park. Like kind of like fire, those kind of metal fire pit things. Dan, do you know what I'm talking about? Like if you had a cabin, you would put them in.
Oh yeah.
One of them did have. When I was looking at the illustration,
I already knows what you're about to say.
Servants on it.
Oh yeah,
it had goosebumps on it. So I didn't know if those stoves were connected with
the servants.
The servants, but
that must be yeah.
Heist doesn't know.
Have been there forever.
Heist doesn't know. If it doesn't have a theme song, Heist was not interested. All right,
my man.
Those fire pits don't have any songs. Heist isn't familiar.
My man out here by memory. Giving us the best. So let's see here. Where was I? Okay, and then
we have the fairy tale tree, right? Is that the last big thing?
Yeah. There's so much in here, but I just thought I'd show the fairy tale tree because the fairy tale tree is popular enough that he's on the mural, in the glass at the beginning of the park. And
cool. And you go inside the fairy tale tree and you can see Zootopia Better Zootopia, I believe.
Yes.
The fairy tale tree has 100 animals carved in it. It was built out of an oil rig by Joe Rohde, and you go inside. Used to be tough to be a bug.
Joe Rohde.
Oh yeah.
Joe Rohde.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. We've talked a lot already about Fairy Tale Forest, but it's such
So should we talk now about the fairy realm?
Okay.
Does the fairy realm have a song?
Kinda.
Can you bring us into the...
Here's what's weird about realms. So there are no true specifics. There are sort of specifics about areas.
Yeah.
But you cannot really find good English translations for names for the realms, or if they're even called realms. And then depending on who you're talking to, certain attractions are in different realms depending on because it's not a park that was like, this is Frontierland.
Right.
Like that was not really the consideration. And so,
right, because they're not selling shirts that say Frontierland. It's like, it's that kind of thing. It's just like, it's this thing that organically grew. And that's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's like they used to, I believe at one point they just would say North, East, and West. Like there was not even an attempt. So Fairy Realm is what is considered, at least, we'll talk about all these things. There's, when you leave the Fairy Tale Forest, there's a gift shop, which we'll talk about. There is the Fairy Tale Gatherer, which we'll talk about. Their stunt show, Villa Volta. So Dream Flight would be the big kind of fairy based ride, which is the standard there. So that's this area of the park.
Cool. Gijs, can you explain to me Dream Flight?
Yes.
Is this one of the big signature like e-ticket attractions at the park?
Yeah, one of them. Yes, it is. You can compare it a little bit to Peter Pan's Flight, but then much bigger, longer, faster at the end. The theme is like fairies. You have lots of flowers flying.
This is the most
planets.
80s sounding ride as well. It's very vibey.
I believe it's from 1993. And I used to love it. I still do, but this is one of the composer is Ruud Bos, and he started, I believe, by arranging the music for Carnival Festival. So he didn't write it, but he arranged it, and then Droomvlucht, I believe, was his first. No, that's not true. Fata Morgana was his first one. Never mind. But
can you give us a couple bars of Dream Flight? Can you give us a couple bars of?
Sure.
Can we hear about how 80s it is?
Do you think it's 80s?
I think it. So here's what I would say: it's not synth. It is Tangerine Dreamy is the best way to put it. It's
maybe
it's sort of. It's kind of Vangelis. Like it's not.
Right.
It's not heavy on the 80s, but it just has this different sort of feeling than you would.
It's transitional.
Have.
It's 80s into 90s.
Yes.
Yeah, and maybe the flying planets, that part, the synthesizers, that's more like 80s, 90s. Okay. That's right. So they have many different themes. Also, etc. So this is Droomvlucht.
So what's really fascinating about this ride is it's an omni-mover system, and it is one of those. It's very Horizons in the sense that you kind of stay in one. Like you're looking forward opposed to sort of shifting in a bunch of different directions, and you're kind of going. It doesn't feel like it, but you're going up, right? The whole time that you're sort of doing this, and you're seeing unique fairies, and I think trolls or goblins. There's a different band of them, and then the last scene is this big sort of jungle that's in the middle, because your vehicle is then not super fast, but in it certainly like paced up, is going back down the whole ride. So you spin around I think like 3 times, and you're seeing different angles of this like sort of, you know, jungly, fun little diorama that is vertical opposed to horizontal, which is really, really interesting and different. So it is an absolute vibe of an attraction. It's so fun.
Gijs, when you're playing that theme, when you're playing the Dreamflight theme, what is the music saying to you? Like, what is the music in terms of its energy and its lyrics? Like, what is it giving for you? If I know that Nathan says it's 80s coded a little bit, but you know,
I have no nostalgia, right? I have no connection to it besides.
For me, it started
very Epcot to me. It started very Epcot and then turned into something more Fantasyland, which I get. But separate from like the park, I'm curious because you're a very talented musician. You're a very talented pianist. I've watched clips of you time after time on Twitter when you post them. You're incredible. I've caught a couple of times of you being live, and I'm interested. For a lot of people who aren't musicians, when you're playing Dreamflight in your mind, are you reading the sheet music in your brain? Are you what's going on? And what is that music saying to you lyrically inside your head?
So I don't really play sheet music. So I play piano by ear. So if I hear something, I can play it. That's way easier for me. Because I grew up with this music, I had the music on a cassette tape, and I'll never forget that my dad.
They're coming back, Gijs. They're coming back huge cassette tapes and CDs.
There was a radio show, and my dad used my Efteling cassette tape, and he recorded something on it. So I lost everything. But I used to listen to that all the time. So it brings back a lot of memories. And in this case, it's just very, almost like Lord of the Rings, like, you know, with the fairies, very colorful and peaceful. And
so you're learning a lot of this music by ear. You're not actually sitting down. I mean, are you sheet musicing now as an adult? Like, can you sit in front of some sheet music and play it, or are you you prefer to listen to it and then kind of work your way through it?
Yes, I prefer that. I really like to make my own arrangements. So I am a pianist and composer. I studied composition, so that's what I really like. If I have sheet music, then I'm like, okay, someone else wrote it, but I want to figure it out myself and add things here and there, and it's much easier for me when I have sheet music. It's almost like math, you know, like
sure. But to you, it's almost like the piano is like an extension of you, and you know the ways to make it make sounds, and so your brain wants to make a set of sounds, and you just know where to, because you've been with it so long, it's part of you. You just know how to make the piano talk the way you want it to talk.
Yeah, it's like a tool for me to make music. Yeah.
It's a language. It's a language. It really is what it is.
It's true magic to me. I find pianists just like it's the coolest thing.
Gijs, you're killing it, man. I love it. I absolutely love it.
I try. Thank you,
Dan. Speaking of things that I think you're gonna love, there is in the fairy realm a small we'll call it like a show. It's like a little show called the Fairy Tale Gatherer. And this is what the Fairy Tale Gatherer looks like. Let me bring him up here for you to see. And
is this the stud show you're talking about?
No. We'll talk maybe a little bit about that. This is just a little show, and this guy talks to children.
I'm very familiar with this costume. It is a stunning piece of costume work.
Yes.
Has this been in the park for a long time, or is he newer? Has he always been there when you were a kid?
No, when I was a kid, he wasn't there yet. He's newer. I'm not sure how long he's been there, but it's really cool. And in general, I really love the entertainment. They have festivals, a summer festival. Around wintertime they have. Have you been to that big? It used to be like a picnic area, but now they had like hot chocolate.
Oh yes, the fire pit.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah. So there's a lot of like live performances and.
This is a very clever just to talk about this costume for a second, it's a very clever piece of puppetry that I think was highly popularized thanks to the Labyrinth and a character called the Junk Lady, which is a character that appears about 2/3 of the way through the show. I think Karen Prell voices her and puppeteers her, which is kind of cool. And you have essentially a big backpack, a big costume suit, and then you have a hole right in front of you, like almost Figment Dreamfinder adjacent, where you're puppeteering the head with one free hand. It's a very, very cool puppetry gimmick that has been used now throughout the ages. I mean, it's similar to how like lots of puppetry is done in the park, and even things like Baymax or like the polar bear, the Coca-Cola polar bear is very similar in terms of this kind of puppetry construction build. But this is a very iconic type of character that we actually do not see in Disney parks. Disney parks doesn't mess too much with this type of character. The furthest they go is like the 7 dwarves being stacked on top of each other and having like googly eyes on the bottom one. Like we don't see, they don't do this in Disney parks.
And they wouldn't let kids get close even if they did. Like, is an entirely different vibe there when it comes to interaction with guests.
But it is a really great character for children to interact with, because what it does is it brings the eye line of the character down to like the chest of an adult height, because the head is, because the actor's head is up there in like where you see the black book. So the character's head is now down at the eye line of a child, which is game changer for interacting with a kid. So it's a very, very good design. It's similar to Figment. Figment did the same thing with Dreamfinder. He was down at Dreamfinder's shoulder height, which meant he was down at kids' head like eyeline height. And so this is a gangbuster costume. I love this costume. It's also just stunning. Like the character's hat is just crazy. It's crazy. Beautiful.
It's gorgeous. Here's something else that's gorgeous about this park is there is a gift shop right outside of the fairy tale land. And I showed when we were talking about heises earlier, I did buy one of these, and I have a little Pardus as well. And these are nice. This is a Christmas Village company that makes this. And what I'm saying is this entire shop is everything at Efteling.
Whoa, Heis, how many Christmas Village pieces do you have from Efteling?
I don't have them, but I know people yes, I know people who collect them. Yes, you can build your own Efteling at home. That's really cool.
Roller hyper fascinated.
All of them.
I am hyper fascinated at the toe-to-toe that Disney and Efteling have gone to over the past, like 70 years or so, because, Disneyland did this too. Disneyland did this big, and they're some of the most highly valuable collectibles of Disneyland ever now is the Christmas Village they put out, of all the miniatures of all the stuff in the park. And so I imagine that this probably went hand in hand. They probably did this at the same time.
Right. And I think that's because, clearly Efteling does not have the popularity of a Disney. But there is something to be said that
but it has the local charm. It has the charm.
I could walk away with any of these at a price that was probably going to be if I would have bought like a baker's shop at Michael's Crafts or something. It wasn't an insane price, and it didn't feel like they were attempting to be like, these are we have an exclusive of the new thing, and it's only going to be 51. There's just none of that.
It's cool though. It's cool. I really respect it. I think that's very, very cool.
Now, Heis, do you like Villa Volta in this land? Because
I do.
Okay, let's talk about Villa Volta.
But I totally get if you don't.
Yeah.
But
Dan, have you ever been in one of these? This is a madhouse.
This is the first madhouse in the world.
Yes.
So you have a pre-show, and you get the story of the Bokkenrijders, and I don't even know how to translate that to English.
It is They did not have the translation yet on the app, and it was a bit confusing, but I went with it.
Yes. So anyway, the house got cursed, and then you sit here, and then the whole room spins. But you might think that you are like looping, but you're not. You're just moving a little bit. But the whole set around you turns, and it's like an illusion.
Okay.
But it's actually really cool. Like some people get like nauseous because of that.
I got a little, not like crazy, but I was like, I'm not going on this again.
It's that effect. It's that effect that like if you're standing on a cruise ship next to another cruise ship, and or if you're on a train next to another train, and one of the trains starts to move, and you don't know if it's you that's moving or the other train that's moving for that moment, and it is nauseating a little bit. And this is very. They made a Tomb Raider ride that was a little bit coded coded like this in terms of you would be on one of those spinning seated bench attractions, but it took you up into sets. And so this is kind of the other way around. You're sitting on a bench attraction and the set kind of comes around you, which is
if you see that mirror in the back there, like that's the pillar that's holding your whole like seating arrangement. So if you think of it that, it's coming down and then back up. And
it's
I had
a very clever way
there.
to twist a ride, an existing ride system into something entirely new, which I am so thrilled by. Like that's very cool. Is there a character or a theme? Does this have like a spooky haunted mansion theme?
It has. No, it's more adventurous.
Or is it like a madhouse, sort of like like Alice in Wonderland sort of chaos?
I would say it's connecting to the it's kind of a Western theme, isn't it? Sort of.
So yeah, it is based on like not really a fairy tale, but more like a myth of the region where Efteling is built. So it's really from that area. And it's
you moved the tombstones, but you didn't move the bodies, sort of like spooky, like.
So it is creepy. Yeah, it is. It's spooky, and but and the music is by the same composer as Dreamflight, and I really love it. It's really cool.
Is it like implied that like Parduce is like making the like is there a trickster of the park, or is it just like a haunted house that's driving you mad? Like I guess. You don't know the plot. Only Ice does because it's only in Dutch.
Well, I read up later.
Okay, you read up on it. I got you.
Yeah, it's like you're going mad. It's.
Give us a taste, Ice.
Okay.
And my favorite part about all of this is that the connection is so wild that every once in a while it gets all like distorted and stressed, like I'm watching an 80s VHS that's been watched too many times. And so it makes it's just adding this you guys at home won't ever be able to hear it because we're going to get a clean recording from Ice, but I love it. I love this like all kind of warped 80s spookiness as you start to play. It's great. It's so great.
Yeah, and it's fun. Again, it's one of those rides that like you have to do once in your life, and then you'll decide if you want to do it again or not. I think Speaking Dutch would also let me enjoy the 10-minute pre-show, for sure. Should we talk about the stunt show that is not obviously was not running when I was there, and is in complete full like redo. They're redoing the whole thing. What was this called? It's called I'm trying to remember the name of this one.
Oh my gosh.
Is it Revelin or
Ravelijn? Oh my gosh,
Ravelijn, that's right.
Yeah.
And they did a whole. Dan, of course, I didn't get to see this, but this is like this whole big set, and they have like basically. If I get this right, Heis, each night is given. There's 4 nights, and they're given basically the power of wind, water. It's very Avatar, Last Airbender-esque. They all have powers based in their swords, which hints the fire. Like they're hitting this dragon that you can kind of see in the background there. So they have this big mechanical dragon that comes out that they fight. And they had a TV show and like books, and like this was like Efteling's big. Swing to like do a full kind of world universe. They really understand. Like Efteling has done an amazing job of, at least from my perspective, of taking stuff from their parks and doing what we used to call transmedia, which is this idea of like, oh, you have this kernel of a world. How could you explore it in other ways? Opposed to Disney sort of saying like, what if we just took the thing you like and we tell a completely different story with it, which is not what we want necessarily all the time, though sometimes it works with like the first Pirates movie. But yeah, did you get to see this stunt show?
I have, yeah. And there's also a restaurant at the side, so you can eat while watching the show.
That's awesome. There's horses too. A lot of
horses,
horse tricks.
Special effects, and then dragon.
Fantastic medieval times. I'm loving it.
A little bit, yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's closed now, so they will have a new show. So I'm very, very curious.
Yeah, and I think it's still going to be the same theme. We were talking about the winter area, which is where if we're kind of taking our tour, we're about to pass it. And yes, you can just ice skate. They have skates for you. You can just ice skate in this cool little, like, I never thought of a theme park having an ice skating rink, but it was so neat. And I got to, this is where I met Pardus. He was doing his winter outfits. I have the photo. Yeah, what a cool, he has got a cool outfit here. And then Dan, you'll have to look it up. The hotel version of Pardus wears a little pajama outfit. And he looks
cute.
Yeah, for nighttime visits. Let's go to Travel Realm, which is a fairly good way of explaining it, which is where we get Carnival Festival. Can you, Gijs, I mean, how can we explain this beyond the idea that it's like, it's Small World if it was funnier and maybe slightly more stereotypical at times?
True.
Yeah.
So, in this region, North Brabant, so that's the province where Efteling is, they celebrate Carnival. In February, actually, and it's like Mardi Gras, like the same, like Mardi Gras, but then their version, and they make their own parade floats, and they kind of look like how this ride is. So this is more like, indeed, like it's a small world, but, really like how the locals celebrate Mardi Gras.
I love that,
Carnival here. And it is from 1984, if I'm correct. So that's also before Disneyland Paris. So for a lot of Dutch people, they would have to travel all the way to the United States to experience something like this. So this is from before Disneyland Paris. So, but it has a very, very sticky, like a song, earworm.
Yes. Oh,
and
please.
Everybody in the Netherlands knows it. Everyone. And with Carnival, it's people like during these parties, they like to dance and drink and get drunk. And this music is just perfect.
Yeah. And just like Small World, Dan, the song itself transforms instrumentally based on the country. So it does the same bit.
What's the melody of it, Gijs? Can you give us the melody?
So the and you
have
melody.
to sing for this one, Gijs. I hope you know that.
No lyrics. There's no lyrics.
Oh, there's no. Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought when you said everyone in the Netherlands knows it, I thought that meant that.
That's the interesting thing about this, I think, too, is there are a few songs, actually a couple in English, that were like holiday songs or like kind of like singles that come out, but all of the music is instrumental at Efteling, because I think they understood very early on that like they had multiple languages coming to the park, so they never attempted truly to like latch on to a language, which is interesting. But give us this. I mean, I'm just going to do a little dance over here. Put my red nose on.
Right, here we go.
Just want everyone to know at home that I'm singing It's a Small World in my head to this melody.
And there you have everybody
Everybody what? There are no lyrics, Heist.
Everyone play.
Everyone pull out your piano and also play.
Now, Dan, you joke, but we'll talk a little bit about Karos in a little bit, which is their theatrical show, which uses lots of themes from the park. And when this gets played, they literally kind of just go, everybody, and everyone goes, da, 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 da. Like, that is the lyric. Like, everyone does it.
That's awesome.
It's the most famous song of the Netherlands, really. Everybody knows
Really?
it.
That's
Everybody.
amazing.
And Dan, we're not going to do any in this episode about Travel Realm has had some issues in the past with certain stereotypes and things, and they've made some big adjustments over time. If you want to learn about them, go find out. This ride, of course, had a few, we'll say the Asian countries were a little troublesome for a while, and they've made some adjustments. What I will say, what I love about this is it's a tour around the world with Jokey, who is the red-nosed clown kind of character.
They added him later.
Yeah, and the bird, his bird friend. And the United States, we do not travel to the United States. Stan?
Heist, did we add that character later?
There's Mexico. I looked twice. There's 0 United States in it.
Oh, really? I'm surprised.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I loved it because I was like, thank God. No one, y'all shouldn't come.
Oh yeah, we don't need
now.
America in that. That's fine. I'm also fine with that. Heist, why did they add that character? Was it because like awareness started to become around like how maybe questionable some of the stuff in the ride was, so they kind of flipped it and made it more comedic with this red-nosed character? Like, was it a way to like
they were always
things
that.
out?
They were always that kind of red-nosed characters. The whole ride. Yeah,
the ride.
Oh, I see.
Almost
But they kind of gave one a name.
Yes, and he's also there's an animation on TV with Yoki, and it became a very popular character. So we also they used to have a lion, Lucky the Leeuw, in the ride. So, but it was just temporarily. It's a famous television character here from the same designer. But
okay.
I mean, this is a very weirdly, if you were going to make an analogy, it's a very Mark Davis ad. It's Mark Davis doing Small World, basically, is the best way to put it. What I will say is there's a snow. They make some snow versions of Yoki that show up in the ride, and that was a big mascot you could buy plushies of. But I bet you won't find in Small World a French hooker.
Oh. Sorry.
No, perfectly timed.
Perfectly timed. Thank you.
Foley.
Thank you, the cat.
Absolutely hilarious. Look at
this
that.
ride's slightly baughty.
A French woman of the night.
That is
outside of a bistro.
You cannot convince me she's getting a cab. That is a French woman of the night.
Well, she's wearing a black checkered skirt, so I think that she might actually be a taxi driver if you think about it. So.
Oh, maybe. Yep. But that was not the impression I got. Let me put it like that. This ride also has a scene where there are 2 characters kissing in a barn, and the doors close and they open back up, and they're all like, "Ooh, you caught us!" Like, there's some naughtiness in this ride. It's fun. Next to it is Vogelrok, which is based on the Sinbad legend. This is their version of Space Mountain. This is basically the right way to put it. Would you say?
Oh, just like a dark coaster?
Yeah, like a dark coaster. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're on the back of the bird.
Yeah, and it lasts like a minute. It's so short. Like it ended so fast that I was like, okay, this is Space Mountain. Okay, let's go. And then like it ended, and I was like, how am I back here? Like it is how do I put it? It's Goofy Sky School length, but Space Mountain. Like it's very, very, very short, but a lot of fun for kids. I imagine this thing. I'm a big Planet Coaster guy. I mentioned that on this podcast before. You can go on there. You can get the whole queue, the whole coaster's laid out in Planet Coaster by people.
I love
this.
This
is a beloved ride. That leads us into sort of rough realm, which is where, or adventure realm, depending on who you talk to.
The coaster area.
This is the coaster area. Yeah. And this is Baron I always forget the name, 1898.
Yeah.
Which I did
Heist,
ride.
you a coaster fan?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Is this the best realm of all the realms?
My favorite coaster is Joris and the Draak, St. George and the Dragon. That's my favorite one because it's a wooden coaster and it's really fast.
Yours Walloons and Blackson and the Dragon. Yeah, you know.
Arthurian legends.
But this one is also this one is also really cool. And there are 2 different lines. So if you want to sit in front, you get a ticket, like as if you're it's very themed. Every coaster, even though you think it's just a coaster, but Efteling, no. Everything has a story.
No, this is
everything
really
has
themed.
Music and characters. And this one also has a animatronic, a Baron, the Baron, of course.
Mm-hmm.
It is really cool. It's really fun.
Yeah. I was too much of a
So
baby.
there are coasters for everyone, for all ages. And, and Efteling is twice the size of Disneyland. It's huge.
It's huge.
A lot of park and So there's a lot of things to do for everyone, for every age. So
and I didn't really as you can imagine, I didn't spend a lot of time in this realm because this was the only ride that was open because of the weather. And so they do have a heist here. It's completely different than the rest of the heists. Mm. It is a normal, thin-looking soldier heist who has a cannon. And the cannon, you put the paper in the cannon, it swoops it up, and then it shoots it. It doesn't shoot it out, but it makes a bang noise like the cannon does. So, which was really cute. But yeah, I would love to go back and try some of these coasters because they looked a lot of fun and it was a good time. We'll head over to, there's really no name for this except Other Realm is what people call it, which is basically other stuff that we don't have a place for. They're kind of put together. But that includes one of your...
Yeah, we just call it the other.
The other place. Piranha being there. There's little baby heist.
Yes. With my parents and my sister.
This was, of course, not available to me. What do you love about this water ride?
It's really fun. It's kind of like Cali River Rapids, but much longer. And they just added a lot of rock work and everything. It's really, really fun. It has a very, very, very catchy theme song as well. It's set in it's like a Maya temple. Mm-hmm. It's just, but for nice weather, it's perfect. And
Cali River Rapids is pretty much the worst ride that Disney. I mean, it's just a giant triangle. It's the most nothing burger of a ride.
About deforestation, it's a real bummer of a ride.
So this one is from the early 80s, I believe, 1980 or 81 or something like that. But they just redid a lot. It's beautiful. It's really fun. Yeah,
it looked really.
But
really
right
cool.
now it's too cold, of course.
Yeah, no.
Does the Other Realm have a spooky area? Is there like a haunted area of the Other Realm?
Well, Dan. That would be the new. I would say this is a sub area or an area inside of the realm, which is known as Shiverwood, in English.
Cool.
And this is where Danse Macabre is, which is my favorite. Not only my favorite ride at Efteling, but might be in my top 5 favorite rides of all time, if not my top 3.
Same.
Wow.
Yeah.
Without question. So this is an area where this is Danse Macabre. This is the ride, which is this kind of like desolate concert hall. And then over to the left there's a restroom and a couple places to eat. But this is not a good analogy, but this is sort of the dark universe area of the park in that concept of things are a little dilapidated. There's some spooky noises coming from the bushes. Like, you can kind of like, that's the whole idea of the spot, right? Even more so than say like Haunted Mansion or whatever. It's like, you can feel, the characters inside of the land also sort of, there's lore and like beware and, that kind of stuff. Now, Heist, this was a very famous ride before this got here, right? The haunted castle. Would you explain the haunted castle a little bit?
Yeah, Spook Slot. So the Spook Slot or the haunted castle, indeed. It's from, I believe, 1978.
Did you say, wait, you say the Spook Slot?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what it's called in Dutch. Spook Slot.
The haunted castle in Dutch is Spook Slot?
Yeah.
Hilarious. I will be saying that forever now. So
it opened in 1978 and it was just like a show. So it was kind of like, you stand and it's like when you're in Haunted Mansion, you have the ballroom, like you're looking at that. But with the music of Danse Macabre by Saint-Saëns. It is
Dan, do you know that song?
No.
Play a little Danse Macabre for us.
Sure, I'm sure he'll know it. Yeah.
Oh, yep. I have heard this.
I've got You know that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Famous classical piece. Famous.
And this is a flat ride that they put inside of this old show?
Well, so the Haunted Castle, which is what you're seeing right now, the image, it was a straight up, it's like water lilies in the same way. You go and you stand and you watch. And they play this song and things would move and more things would move over time. There's an incredible, first of all, I cannot give enough praise to Efteling's social media team because all of their rides are pro shot. All of their music is put out on YouTube. If you want any of it, it's just there. You can go check out these amazing pro shot versions of their rides, like what Disney should be doing. Cause they're not worried that you're not going to show up, that you're there because you want to be there. And they had the original, we'll call them Imagineers, the engineers that created this one, the three old gentlemen come back before they closed the Haunted Castle and demolished it. And they went through how they played the song live and they had 30 different people doing different robots and they had to do it live. So they would record the data, in the right order.
Oh, cool.
And so it was a live record and then there was the show. So it would basically be some spooky stuff and then more spooky stuff and then more spooky stuff. And there was a couple characters that were in it, there's three kind of ghoulish men and there's a couple things like that people remember. And the thing that's so cool about Danse Macabre, which is what you can see here, is for those who can't see, it is a you sit and it's a turnstile table. So the whole thing moves and then your individual car also spins. It is a straight up advanced version of a flat ride. There's no doubt about it. But it is taking all of the elements from the Haunted Castle and giving them new life. So those spooky brothers, they have an origin story now and they're in the ride and all this is taking place because there's a spirit in the woods that takes the form of a black cat with two different colored eyes, who I have right here. And so you'll see this little kitty cat in the queue, and see his footprints in the ground. And then you get in you're assuming a concert or something. And the middle of it has all these instruments. And the cat pokes his head out of the instruments and is looking around at you. But you have to remember, right? He's the evil force. And so from what I've gathered is basically the way to satiate this spirit is by playing this song because they got cursed to be in this concert hall. And so you can see in this photo in the top right, the lights all go out. The middle starts to transform because the cat becomes this massive beast that you can't see because the lights turn off and you hear him stomping about and your ride vehicle kind of bounces because of it stomping about, and it leaves and the lights turn on and there's this ghost conductor and then you start spinning around and it picks up speed and as the music picks up speed and then at the end it all lays back down and you hear the cat meow once more and it's man, there's no I love a song in a ride and this is pure song in a ride. It's so good. It's
really fun. And that when they announced that the spoke slot would close, a lot of people were very sad because everybody loves the music, everybody loves the ride, even though it wasn't really that popular anymore because there are much bigger rides, of course. It was just a show. But also a lot of Kate Bush fans were very upset because when Kate Bush was 18 or 19, she had her first album out with Wuthering Heights,
Yeah.
The video clip was recorded at the spoke slot in the spoke, and they even had a grave tomb with her name on it.
Really?
Yes. So a lot of people were like, "No, this is music history. Don't touch it."
It's if Stevie Nicks had done a song just randomly throughout Pirates. It's the weirdest. It's the music. The music has nothing really to do with being. It's kind of spooky, but not really. Yeah. But it is in this. It is just straight up. She's walking through the scenery of the area. It's so fun.
Wow. But does Danse Macabre have running up that hill in it?
No. But you are technically running up hills. For sure.
Can you imagine? Yeah.
We gotta run up that hill. That would be amazing though for a short time to do that.
Let's Fata Morgana. Since we're over in the other realm.
Okay. We can talk about that. The Forbidden City. We talked about it a little bit. This is their
it's
Pirates.
A water ride.
Yes. Tell me about this from your perspective because I found this utterly charming, but it is that kind of it's been here a little while. It's been here a little while.
Yes, I grew up with this. I loved it. And I remember being in the boat and there's this scene with crocodiles and my sister was 2.5 years older than me. She cried like crazy. And there's this like wizard and he has like a wand and then suddenly a door opens and there are, it's a big ride. It's
huge.
Like 1001 Nights theme, also with music by Ruud Bos.
This might be my favorite piece of music in the whole park.
Yes.
To be honest, it's
very
so
Pirates
good.
coded, I think, in a lot of
Very
ways, just
Pirates
in terms
coded.
of like big buildings, lots of animatronics.
Well,
It doesn't have what's the medley of this theme of Heist?
I'll play it.
While Nathan's describing it and showing us pictures, will you show it? Will you play us the theme?
Oh, there's not much more pictures to show. Go ahead.
So also this ride has multiple melodies and it gives me goosebumps.
Well, this is the one
time.
this is the one that very much it feels like movements because you are unlike Pirates where there are no doors that separate you. Each room is separated by doors too, so you are very much alone. You're the only. You're the only boat you can see the whole ride. And
what did you think of? What did you think of that giant at the end?
Okay, so let's talk about the giant. So I know this. I know of the stories, so that helped me. What I would say about the giant that is interesting is I was more impressed. There's a final scene. One of the final scenes right before the giant. We'll talk about the giant in a second. Where it is the Sultan's palace. And it is, I'm not saying there's a lot of figures doing a lot. They're doing minimal movements, but it feels like there's 50 animatronics having conversations.
It's like Pirates if it had the amount of animatronics if it's a Small World on it.
Bonkers.
It's like, imagine 120 pirates on Pirates.
It's crazy.
Actually like pillaging the burning village. There's a lot of figures on this ride.
There's a lot. And there's, at the end, of course, a large giant, who you have to do the scariest thing at the entire Efteling park, which is go through his legs. And luckily you live. It's perfectly fine.
Heist, what's the story of this character? What's the story of this giant?
He's protecting the treasures, I believe. They're right behind him.
Yes. Gotcha. And in the summers, he comes outside in this massive animatronic or this massive marionette.
Wow.
That they puppeteer and do a show with.
Yeah.
Which is incredible. Like, it's just, you don't get to see this kind of puppetry very often.
He has a voice too. So that's really cool to see. Yeah. It's amazing.
Is he a character that you can only meet, as a byproduct of being a big puppet, or do they have him like come out as a costume character?
No, I think it's just the puppet.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, this is very they have these large marionettes that they do in festivals in certain parts of the world. And so it's great to see like this technology used And also I think that, and this is something that you would never see at Disney for a very specific reason. And, it's a very specific reason that I disagree with, in that you would never see this from Disney, because this really shows how the soup is made. You know what I mean? This shows how the figure is animated. It shows the mechanism of the figure. It shows a lot of the gimmick of the figure. And to me, that's where the magic of the figure actually exists.
Yeah, totally.
Is the fact that it's 7 people operating this giant mechanism to give life to this thing that eventually you stop seeing the big rig behind it. And you just see this character come to life. And Disney would never in a billion years behave this way.
Now, Dan, I'm going to counter. I'm going to counter
with me.
Merry Menagerie and Animal Kingdom. We got a little bit of this with our polar bears and our deers.
I 1000% disagree with you, because they go out of their way. They go out of their way to hide all of the gimmicks. I know the guys who built those things, so don't even start with me. They go out of their way to they make little portholes for the hands to go in.
Yes,
but if you'll notice that the costumes of the character of the performers are designed to have thick bands around their all of their wrists and stuff, so that you don't see the hand inside the head of the. They're very different.
Too true.
Very different.
Too true.
This shows you how the soup is made.
To give you an idea,
have you seen this guy? Has he almost stepped on you?
No. Yeah. Oh, yes, I have. Yes, absolutely.
What is this? What? How tall? 10, 12, 20?
We have meters in the Netherlands.
Oh,
so
that's right.
I don't know how tall. It was pretty tall.
Oh, it's so pretty.
I don't know. It looks like 15, 20 feet. It doesn't look that big.
Yeah. The weird thing about...
We're taking the picture up, looking up.
Yeah.
So.
The weird thing about Efteling is their Symbolica, which is our last ride we're going to talk about, is in kind of what we would call fantasy realm, but also it's sort of connected in theory to the entrance of the park. It kind of makes a spine more than kind of like a curved spine into the park, and this is the end of it. But we can kind of end here in Symbolica, which is where Pardoes has his ride. And this was I'm trying to remember, 2015? When did Symbolica start?
Let me check.
And is this would you consider this the weenie of the park? Is this castle the thing that you're drawn to?
No, you can't really see it from.
Do all paths lead here, though? Is what I'm saying. Is it the?
Nah, not really. I think the thing about Efteling is it's not a park that you feel ever confused where you're going, but it is.
Gotcha.
It is a patchwork of decades of adding on, opposed to cohesively creating a park.
It's not a weenie centric park.
It is but this I would say is for this area, which would be considered Pardoes's, like Symbolica, his land.
Right. This is where Mickey Mouse lives, kind of thing.
It's kind of like Shiverwood in this of Dance Macabre, in the sense that it's an area, and so this is the weenie at the end, which is the ride. 2017 17 is what I have here.
Was it big? Was it big heist when this happened? Was everyone hyped?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I remember before this, there was just a square. They had summer festivals with Dutch celebrities singing, and it was just a square. And now with this ride, it was everything. It was huge.
Yeah, this is the big ticket. At least especially in the winter, because the roller coaster is being down. But
and you can kind of compare it to what they have in Hong Kong Disneyland,
Mystic Manor.
Mystic Manor, a little bit, yeah, the ride system, and but it's really funny too. And this guy, he speaks Dutch, but also English and,
a little bit.
German, I believe too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is, I think his name is OJ Punctual.
Yeah.
He is
a distant cousin of OJ Simpson, as we all know.
Let me explain what Symbolica is. Symbolica is Journey Through Imagination with Figment. That's what it is. It is OJ Punctual. He's trying to give you a nice tour, and Pardoes is no, let's go have the fun tour, and literally takes over the tour. But takes over in the pre-show, and then throughout, OJ's sort of no, you can't do that, and then he's nah, yeah, I can, and he keeps doing stuff. So,
go get in your white Ford Bronco, OJ. I'm trying to operate this ride.
So this pre-show goes through with 2 animatronics, and then the stairs split. and you go through the middle. So Pardoes does a little magic trick, and the smoke comes out of the stairs, and they split, and then you're going into the interesting area, which you get 3 options how you want to do the ride. Do you want the music tour, the hero tour, or I think it's the treasure tour?
Yeah.
And really, it's only one room that's different, because they can do that. It's that kind of system. But yeah, I rode all 3 for sure. Do you have a favorite tour?
Indiana Jones style? Like, how do you pick which ride you go down?
You go in, and then the one line turns into 3. You can just go into them, or you can go in a single rider.
Oh,
and they'll
this
put
is
you
the
where
queue.
you want to go.
Yeah. This is the queue, and the queue will like put you into different.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, it's interesting. Is it sort of like Mickey's Runaway Railway in that depending on which ride vehicle you're in, you kind of have a different experience, but they're able to manipulate what your vehicle ends up seeing. So you're with other ride vehicles, but you're on your own
3.
in it.
Yeah, you're in a pack of 3, and then basically, I would say twice in the whole ride, you go off and you split in the room.
That's actually cool. That's cool.
Back.
It's Runaway Railway is also coded in the same way. It's kind of and so is Rise of the Resistance. You split in Rise of the Resistance as well and get 2. So it's a trackless ride system gimmick, I guess, is what we're learning.
Yeah. Heist, I would assume music tour. Am I wrong?
Yeah, but I think treasure tour.
Treasure tour's fun.
I like all 3 of them, but
one only gives you OJ punctual and drag though. That's the only.
True. Yeah. I think that's the. Do you see them all in? Yeah, that's so funny. And the voice of Punctual, he is actually like an Efteling Imagineer. He worked on Danse Macabre, and he's the voice. He's an actor too. He's very talented.
So he's the Joe Rody of Efteling.
Yeah,
they just put him in everything.
Yeah, and also the guy who designed Frozen Land in Paris and Hong Kong, but also at Epcot. He's from the Netherlands, Michel Den Dulk, and he started at Efteling as I just want to say an appropriate choice to hire for the guy to do the Frozen theme for Epcot. Yeah. So a lot of Efteling people, went on to work for Disney later.
Wow. The ride looks stunning.
It's really sweet. It's gentle. I would say from a narrative perspective, I like a little villainy. I like a little danger. And the ride has none of that. There's no desire. And that's totally what the ride's trying to do. Beyond a whale, a full-size whale's tail hitting a piece of glass in a greenhouse and some water coming in and you being like, all right, let's get out of here soon. Like, we got to get out before it crashes. Beyond that, it's pretty chill. But I don't hate it for that reason. But it is a ride that kids would love because it is a magical experience. It's very and loose. It's not trying too hard, which makes it a lot of fun. And then at the end, you go and you meet the king and you dance. You dance in your vehicles. What more could you want?
That's pretty awesome. That's very awesome.
Yeah, it's a really, really, really cute ride. And even though I've done that system a lot of different places, I found this one to be very joyful. Let's see here. Oh, we've reached the end of the night. The first night, I went to Aqua Nara, which is this is the 3rd largest water fountain in the world. And they do a big, and this was, to give you perspective on this one. First of all, this is, of course, all those themes from all the rides put together in a end of the night show. But this is in front of Phantom Magora, and it's sort of like right outside the inside of the park. So it's right there. Like the first thing you kind of see when you enter the park is this big pond. And it was pouring snow when I was there watching it. Wow. Like nothing made them, there was no, it's too windy or anything Disney style. They were like, no, we're putting on the show. And it was pouring snow. But it was, that almost made it better. The second night though, I went, on weekends, they have a theatrical show called Caro, which is this, if you're a guest, it's like €12 to go to, a little bit more if you're just going, but it's this amazing sort of Cirque du Soleil-esque trip through someone's life. Is it Zodiac
inspired, Gijs? Is it about?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
actually.
You should see it. You should see it.
I want to, yeah.
It begins with a pre-show.
Well, let's just end the podcast now. I thought we brought Gijs here because he was an Efteling expert. And I thought...
Well, I've never even stayed on property because I live so close
why
by.
would you?
I
Why
can
would
just
you?
drive there, of course. Yeah.
You live
Even
so
though
close.
I'd love to experience it, though. But yeah.
It's well worth your time. It's a beautiful theatrical show. You can see this ring of water coming down. They use it for amazing effects in the show, and it's basically the beginning a clown-esque character and his clown-esque girlfriend. They get some people to do some. They get some audience participation and they fake like, oh, you did a stunt. Congratulations. Or like kind of making fun of people or whatever. But they put you in for a raffle and then they bring this one guy on and he helps and it's a raffle. Then that guy wins the raffle. And what you realize early on is, the show is going to be about his life. So it's like, you won the raffle, so we're going to explore your life today. So of course the person that they pick is a performer, and they go through this person's full life, and they have these multiple people playing the same character at different ages, and they do this. First of all, they do this amazing dance routine with this mirror, this large fake mirror, where they're mimicking each other at different ages, and it's just an incredible show. And some things happen, death is a part of life, and so I got a little choked up. In the show. It got me a little bit because it's really well done. And
holy crap, that looks so cool.
The Efteling Theater has been there for a while, right? Like they've done all sorts of shows and different things over the years.
They even had a Dreamflight musical. So the ride, Droomvlucht, was turned into a musical. I've seen that years ago. And they have a lot of different shows, and it's beautiful. Also the outside, right? It's very Efteling.
Yes, yes.
And what I like about Efteling in general is that, like, Anton Pieck started it, right? The illustrator. He did it from the 50s to the 70s, and then Tom van de Ven took over. He was the creative director, but he kept everything in his style, how he would draw, and so Efteling has a very recognizable style, and also the theater of this show. It looks, very Dutch nostalgic, but also old and a little bit creepy. Maybe. Yeah. And,
it's fun.
Yeah. It's really
so
fun.
And so here's one of the last images I took on that first night, because this is the House of the Five Senses once again, but as you can see, it's pouring down snow, and what a trip. I had so much fun going and visiting, and, I will be back sooner than later for sure. Cause I'm very excited to share it with my wife, and it's an incredible place.
And where did you eat? Where did you go for dinner? I'm curious.
So let's see here. What did I do? Well, I snacked all day, so I rarely dined. But I did do. Let's see here. I did the pancake restaurant, which is by Symbolica. So one of the characters in the Symbolica ride is this boy who makes traditional pancakes from the Netherlands, and so you can go to his restaurant basically, and it was really cute and had lots of little animatronic pots and pans and stuff as well, and that was amazing because you could it's like, hey, would you like a huge pancake? I was like, yes, and then you eat it and you're like, it's massive. And then the second day I went to the one in the very new restaurant in Travel realm, which is it's like kind of a cafe style where you can pick what you want.
I have to wonder if that Symbolica Pancake House wasn't a direct response by Efteling's management to Ratatouille and the restaurant that's because Ratatouille was 2014 and Symbolica was 2017, and so having a restaurant inspired by the ride, the e-ticket ride, that you could literally get off and go eat at the thing that that's Disney didn't actually do much of that, believe it or not. That's kind of a newer thing.
What I love about Efteling, and this is how I felt about it by the end, and I think Gijs probably agree with me. I never once felt that they were ever trying to do something that Disney was doing. Sure. Not saying that that's what you're saying, but I left that park thinking
more best practices kind of thing.
Exactly.
A restaurant, how cool, a ride that has a character that cooks. That seems like a good practice. Let's try that. It never feels copy because honestly, a lot of amusement parks seem to have been copying Efteling because the stuff that I'm learning just from this conversation, just casual stuff is I've seen that done a dozen times since. It's fascinating.
What's wild to me is New Epcot is basically in many ways trying to feel like Efteling, not in an old way, but in a nature way. That idea of like, this is calming, right? That's their whole idea of their new beer gardens thing that it doesn't work because it's too hot anyway at Efteling, or at Epcot. But that idea of Disney sort of, especially in Florida, had to strip the swamp out, right? And then put in a park. And Efteling just sort of went into a forest and then kind of just left the forest around it. Like it never, I walked from my resort to the park. It takes about a 10-minute walk, and there's a golf course on the other side, but of course it's full of snow right now. I literally could have been staying at a national park. Like it felt
beautiful. It looks like a very beautiful park.
Yeah. And
Gijs, if you ever make your way to Pennsylvania here, you have to come to visit Knoebels, because Knoebels feels very Efteling coded. In fact, I would not be surprised if I didn't learn, and I'm going to ask the Knoebel family if Mr. Knoebel went to Efteling, because he did. Knoebels, by the by, has become a museum of old attractions, because when old parks die, Knoebels will run and buy up old attractions that like, that's and cool. So their haunted house, by the by, is a museum of old haunted gimmicks from the past 70 years. Because every time a haunted house would go down, they would go buy the valuable gimmicks that were still in operation. So there's Knoebels, by the by, feels very Efteling coded in that it's old world nostalgia. It's wholesome. It grew out of a park. It grew out of community. It grew out of joy, and it wasn't a commercial endeavor as much of it was like we're just telling story. Our community needs a place to have fun, and it's just going to grow from there. And man, you got to get us to Knoebels, Heist. I think you would have a good time. I'll take you. Come to Pennsylvania. Awesome. I will take you, Heist.
Deal. I would love that.
You tell me, because you will have a far better knowledge of how the Netherlands feels about it. But does it feel in the Netherlands like Efteling's not? Disney feels like every dollar they can squeeze out of you, they're trying to squeeze out of you. And I know, of course, things come with costs and you need to have more money to make new things. But what's the reputation of Efteling in their home country when it comes to that sort of thing?
The Efteling is, we say the Efteling, by the way.
That's true.
So it is very, very popular. Of course, there are people who complain that it's too expensive, but if you compare it to the prices of Disney, it's not expensive at all. No, I think it's very reasonable for everything that you get. Reasonable. Yeah. So everybody goes. It's very iconic. Everybody knows the music. We are very proud of it. And I've toured some of my American friends, like several of them, and also from other countries, through Efteling, and some even I cannot even say it, but some even prefer it over Disneyland Paris because it's so unique and so different and really, really cool.
A bunch of people enjoy a home brewed theme park that grew over 70 years versus a corporate poop job that was cracked out into the city of Paris by the 90s Disney management to squeeze every dollar out of Europe. What do you mean? What do you mean people like Efteling more? I don't understand that.
I mean, I really love Disneyland Paris too. Of course, I grew up there too, and I remember when I played at the Disneyland Hotel, and there were Dutch people, and they have like a theme park vlog, and they came to the piano and they asked me if I could play Efteling music, and I almost wanted to play, and then they got their camera ready. I was like, oh no, like I don't want to get fired. Like Disneyland Paris pianist plays Efteling music. Like no, even though I wanted to, but it was not the place. No.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, you see, when you're at Disneyland Paris, you just go na 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 na, and you know who your friends are, if you know what I mean. They know.
Sometimes I would play like the Dutch national anthem just to see if there are people here, and some recognized and came to the piano. Things like that.
That's incredible. Gijs, what are you doing now? Like now that you're like, what do you keep busy with? Like, what are you working on? Like, I know people can come see you play live on your YouTube channel, which is amazing. Also, Gijs. Is it your YouTube channel is just your name?
Yes, Gijs Piano. Yes,
Gijs Piano.
Okay. I know my name is spelled in a very weird way, but that's how we spell things. With they're
watching or listening, so they see your name on the title of the episode. They'll know how to spell it. They'll know how to Google it. Gijs Piano. And so, what is that like? What do you do? Like, what is Gijs doing?
Yeah, well, I perform everywhere. In 2 days, I'll be in Brussels. Friday, I'll be at a palace. Monday, I'm at a castle. So I'm performing everywhere and composing music. Every Sunday, I'll do my live stream. So that's a request show. Yesterday, I did a Disney themed show. So people could ask anything from the Disney parks. And then I'll do a Valentine's show. I do everything. So that's every Sunday. Yeah, I do a lot of.
And you're just on YouTube, Heis?
Yes, YouTube. The live streams
TikTok,
are
Heis.
just on.
Do they have TikTok in?
Yes, that's Heis Piano Live. And
and are you streaming on TikTok Live, playing piano too?
I want to do that. I haven't tried it yet, but
Heis,
I want to do that.
I think that you would do very well, even if you just set up your phone while you're doing your Sunday streams. And this is just we're just talking shop here now, if you're listening.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, Heis, TikTok and also Instagram, and I can send you a link to one or two products, one or two very simple web tools that you just click a button and it'll just put it on all of them for you without even thinking.
That's
so
awesome.
You could just stream across several platforms, because I think you would do very well. People love live music on TikTok Live, man. They love it.
Yeah, I want to try it.
Yeah. So, I'd love to see. I need more Heis all over my theme park social media. I need it everywhere.
Hey, if you want some more, you can look up. I did an hour interview with him years ago for my first podcast, Dreamfinders. So if you want to look up
you
the
won't
Dreamfinders
recognize him because his glasses were very different back then.
Nathan, I don't even know if I was wearing glasses
look.
back then. I was a young, innocent man.
You're a young man, and now you're old and dying.
Just a boy. Yeah.
Heis, when you come back on the show, we have to talk more about music. I want to talk.
Yes.
I want to have you. I know this is more Efteling, but I want to have you back on to talk music theory, and like really go into some music theory, because I'm fascinated by the way that your mind approaches the piano and music, by the by, and I want to know what goes on inside your head, because it's crazy doing your own compositions and your own not even looking at sheet music. And by the way, I love the fact that you're like the don't stay in school kids version of music, in that like, don't read sheet music, kids. You don't that's math. That's reading. You don't need any of that. Just play the instrument as your heart tells you.
I don't know. It's just a different approach. Like, if you want to play from sheet music, it's great. And, but it's just like what I enjoy.
It's magic.
Doing. Yeah.
It's real magic. It's real magic, Heis. This is the longest episode ever, but because it came with its own soundtrack. So everyone listening at home, you got to go follow Heis. You got to go give him a follow and a subscribe and a thumbs up, because he's the theme park music maestro. I mean, who else do we have? We have like who? You and Noah? Like, I don't know if you're familiar with Noah, the ex-Imagineer. It's just you two. You two are the only. And why don't we have Heis and Noah live? Live events that are like you two are dueling pianos, dueling piano countries. That'd be great. So I appreciate it. I want more. I want all the Heis that I can get. I'm completely.
Yeah, and now and I'm thinking maybe I should record an Efteling medley or something.
Oh boy!
Oh I'm thinking. I think you might have to.
So.
Yeah. Also, just Efteling for Dummies, just on TikTok. You could just post like, "All right, here is the story of Heis."
But also, let's keep it a secret. I don't need a bunch of Americans showing up.
Listen,
shush, don't tell too many people.
Nathan, don't worry about keeping it a secret. Heis knows.
No one.
We all know.
We know.
Americans, by the by, are afraid to travel internationally, which is why Epcot is so popular. We don't need to go to China, honey. We can go to Epcot. We don't need to go to France. We can go to Epcot. So Americans, by the by, are afraid, and very few of them have passports. So don't worry about the secret getting out about Efteling, because no one's traveling. No one's traveling. You think anyone's going to go to Disneyland Abu Dhabi? No one's traveling in America. We're all the worst. No, none of us are traveling.
True. But can you imagine a Dutch pavilion at Epcot with a windmill, and they would sell Mickey-shaped stroopwafels?
It's insane they don't have it. It's insane they don't have it.
Yeah.
It's
the Dutch just didn't have the cash, baby. We know how Epcot rolled when it first opened.
You didn't have a corporate
the Dutch just didn't have the cash
80s.
to fork over to get their wooden clogs in the door. You know what I mean? To get their wooden shoe in the door.
Dan, long episode, but let's finish with your favorite segment, which is Fun and Tell. What are you doing for fun?
My segment in which no one engages with, no one's ever shared their Fun and Tell in the comments. No, I haven't heard not a single comment on any podcast ever has everyone been like, "Oh, you want to know what I've been up to, Fun and Tell wise?" That's all.
People just like to know what are you doing for fun.
The data doesn't support it. The data.
What are you doing for fun?
What I've been doing for fun lately is shoveling, because up here in the Northeast, I feel like I've done enough shoveling, and then it's like, nope, you haven't done enough shoveling. It is snowing so much here, and Heist knows. Heist gets it because, he lives up north. He probably is getting more snow.
It barely
than me.
snows here.
No?
It barely snows. Yeah, you were really lucky.
I got lucky.
It's been years since it snowed here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's
Yeah.
been snowing here like crazy. Maybe it's global warming. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm not thrilled about it. I'm not thrilled about it one bit.
So you're having fun doing a thing you're not thrilled doing.
Well, I have fun with my kids because when I shovel most of the
You
snow
throw
into a
it
large
on.
pile so that they could
Yes.
sled.
Of
They
course.
can make snowmans that look like me that then they like kick and beat up.
All
They do.
snowmans kinda look
They're
like
real
you.
wild kids, man. They're wild kids. I love them.
I'm having fun with, of course, the Efteling book of fairy tales. Oh, there. No, it's in the shot. Which is incredible.
It's cool that they
make
sell
this
that, man. I love
gorgeous.
that.
Yeah, it's the English translation. It is like a really nicely bound. I mean, it wasn't cheap, but it's gorgeous. And it's now like my fairy tale book for fairy tales. So that, and of course my black cat from Dance Macabre are what's making me happy, what I'm having fun with this week.
Heist,
So.
what about you, man? What are you doing for fun that's not Efteling adjacent?
Yes, I love traveling. I love cooking and baking. I just got an air fryer, and yesterday I tried.
Heck yeah.
Yesterday I baked 3 things just to try it out, and yeah, a lot of things. So, but
Whoa,
traveling,
Heist.
yeah.
No, it just you're such a catch. Musician, cook, world traveler,
He knows
playing
how
at
to use an air
palaces and
fryer.
castles.
Yes.
So send your messages to Heist ASAP. Lock him down.
The proposals are coming in.
And also, my cat keeps me occupied, of course, with lots of
Sure.
cuddles and
Full-time job raising a cat.
Absolutely, yeah.
Incredibly needy, those things.
Dan, let's remind people they can find us at funfunpod.com if you want any links, any socials.
And they can email you at?
We would love to still do a question episode. We have not really gotten enough questions to make it happen yet.
So
funfunpod.
When it gets to fun and tell, everyone's like, all right, I'm out. I don't need to know about what the email is, what the website is. I'm not sending emails. I'm not leaving reviews.
They're perfectly happy.
We need to start asking the beginning of the episode, I think.
Well, not a bad idea either. But if you want to give us a question, that's at funfunpod@gmail.com, and you can find us there. Heist, it's been so fun to talk to you about
Heist,
one of my favorite
usually
My
things.
pleasure.
End the podcast by telling people to turn it off, but will you end the episode with will you give us some ending music? Is there Efteling walkout music? Like
There is. Let me see. There is a promenade, like a boulevard towards the exit of the park, and they play music.
now get out.
Something like that. Get out, yeah.
Thanks for listening, guys. We'll come back soon. We're going to have Heist on again to talk all kinds of theme park music. So come back.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
This has been a production of 710 Media.